Hey guys, what's up? I'm here with a review of a science fiction, low-budget horror film from 1983, and tonight's movie is Deadly Spawn. This is another one of those movies that I had seen before on Netflix when I was young, and I had always thought about renting it, and I never did. This is another one of those movies. Movies like Popcorn and The Ginger Dead Man and Dead and Breakfast and Gutter Balls. So, will this one be as good as any of those? Well, I don't know. This one has to do with aliens that come to Earth in a asteroid as like spores, and then they grow up to be like mutant worm, like flesh-eating leech things. This sounds kind of like a combination of The Blob and, Slither, or maybe another 80s horror film like Night of the Comet. But the only way we're going to find out if this movie is any good is by watching it. So, without further ado, let's just watch, shall we? Okay, so the film opens with not an android, a meteorite hitting Earth, and these two guys that are like out camping, they go and look for it, and it's starting off with some bad acting. Man, it's already getting scary in here. So, these two guys investigate this, meteorite, only for both of them to end up getting killed. So, then we get the opening credits. Was a really good opening music. Like, I really like this music. It has the kind of it has that like woo, like the high pitched like kind of sound of like 50s science fiction horror, like 50s sci-fi movies, as what combined with like some kind of gothic horror piano and some 80s synth, and it really comes together really nicely, and I really thought it was a pretty cool theme to the movie. So once that ends, we have this married couple, and they're getting up in the morning, and the guy goes out and gets the newspaper and goes into the basement only to be killed. And, well, to be literally torn apart. And then his wife is looking for him, and she's like, "Where'd he go?" And then she decides, "Hey, let's go downstairs," where the basement sounds exactly like the basement in Evil Dead. I'm not even joking. The same like background noises and like drip and like the same like dripping sounds of water from the basement in Evil Dead, from the cellar in Evil Dead, are in every single basement scene in this movie. That's awesome. But she ends up going down there, and this is where we get our first glimpse at our kind of like monster, or the mother of all these kind of slug creatures. And it's really cool looking. It's kind of what you would expect, but it's still really cool and really creepy. Music really adds to the scene, making it a lot more atmospheric. And the monster looks really good on a low budget, considering this movie had a fourth of the budget of the Evil Dead. Think about that for a second. A fourth of the budget. And this movie has really good creature effects. So, this film is like often called like a rip-off of Alien. I can definitely see why, because the title was changed at one point to like The Deadly Spawn of the Aliens, or like Return of the Aliens, The Deadly Spawn, or something like that. To kind of cash in on Ridley Scott's Aliens. And I mean, Ridley Scott's Alien, and Alien is an absolutely fantastic movie. And I can definitely see why someone would say, "Oh, this is a rip-off of Alien," but not as much as a rip-off as Alien 2 on Earth. This one doesn't really have the same kind of claustrophobic feel. The only thing that's really similar between the two is the fact that they revolve around aliens, and that's really like alien parasites, and that's really it. So, the acting in this movie is actually pretty decent, along with the writing. But those things are not why we watch movies like this. The gore and creature effects in this movie are absolutely fantastic. Really, really good for the for the budget, considering the budget was, again, a fourth of the budget for the original Evil Dead. That's quite amazing. That's pretty amazing if you think about it. So, the characters in this movie, while not completely complex and deep as the ocean, they're still kind of interesting and likable. There's one character I definitely related to, you know, they're not annoying. They're fine. They're good enough to spend an hour and 20 minutes with, which is the runtime of the movie. So, really. Let's see, what else? The camera work and lighting, although they're a little bit bland, they're pretty good. Well, actually, not pretty good, they're really good. The music is really, really above average in this movie. The music is probably one of the big highlights of this movie. The main, opening theme to this movie, as I said, is absolutely fantastic. Ooh, goddamn. My leg itches. This movie really reminds me of another, I think this one did come out in the 80s, another, creature feature movie involving a house in the middle of nowhere and creatures from outer space, small creatures from outer space. It's called Critters, and Critters is like a horror comedy, and it's not as violent as Deadly Spawn, but I can definitely see where the two could, be somehow related. Sadly, this Deadly Spawn is the only movie that the director of this film had ever made. He has not done anything since. He made Deadly Spawn, and he wrote and directed Deadly Spawn, and then he just kind of fell off the face of the earth, I guess, because he has not done a single thing since. And this guy is, in his 60s already, and this guy has not done a single thing since 83. That's kind of weird, considering now that Deadly Spawn has such a big cult following. I would honestly, if I were that guy, I'd honestly try and make a sequel, or try and make a new one, or something like that. There's some really creepy and atmospheric scenes in the basement, which really remind me of the cellar scenes in The Evil Dead. The movie has solid pacing. It's never really boring. It always keeps you interested with something. The movie has the right amount of cheese and gore, and then the cheese and gore kind of balances out with the creepier scenes and the good music and camera work to really make this movie really, really worth watching. I'd definitely say that. It's definitely a gem amongst 80s B movies. This movie honestly is kind of like a combination of The Evil Dead, Night of the Creeps, and Critters. On the gore meter from 1 to 10, 1 being something like The Corpse Grinders and 10 being something like Brain Dead. This one's probably maybe a 5, maybe 6. It's, I mean, as I've said with a lot of movies, it's not super gory, but if you are not familiar with splatter films, or you don't have any experience with gore films, then this one might be really, really, really violent for some people. Honestly, I think this one's pretty underrated, and I watched it on YouTube, and I'm definitely gonna have to pick this one up. It's I know that Horror Hound weekend in Cincinnati is right around the corner, and I'm going to be going. And I know that Synapse is going to be there, and Synapse does the distribution for Deadly Spawn, so I might have to pick up a copy while I'm there, depending on how much it is, because I don't want to spend like $25 on it. I mean 20, maybe 15 bucks is where I'm going to be looking for it. Anyway, guys, I'd probably have to give this one a 9 out of 10, maybe 10 out of 10, 4.5 out of 5, 5 out of 5, somewhere in that range. It's really, really, it's a really good, fun movie. Definitely would highly recommend this one if you guys are interested in like B movies and lesser known science fiction horror films. This one is definitely a gem, a rare gem amongst the cult film dumpster, as I like to call it. Yeah, I guess that's it. So anyway, guys, if you liked the video, like my channel, be sure to like this video, favorite it, whatever you want, and maybe subscribe perhaps. I would really appreciate that. And check the links in the description below. There are links to things like my Tumblr, Twitter, all that, Facebook. All that is in the description below, as well as Rotten Cotton t-shirts, where I get my horror film t-shirts like this I Drink Your Blood t-shirt I'm wearing right now. This is available on their site for like 15 bucks. It's a pretty good deal if you buy like 6 or 7 shirts, and you get it. And if they're like under 20 bucks, you can buy them all together as a package, and you get it for like 70 bucks. And it's a really good deal. It's where I get my horror film t-shirts. And be sure to check out my friend Chloe, her cosplay and makeup tutorial channel. It is in the description. She always does something really interesting, really cool. And I guess that's it. I'm signing off. You guys have a good day, good night, good whatever. Peace.